Are we filming?
Yep.
Cool. So, I'm telling stories today. My story that I'm going to tell today are about dreams that I had when I was little. So when I was 5 or 6, 7, 8 years old, I had these reoccurring dreams. There were 2 of them. In the first dream, I was walking down a cement path in a pine forest. And I walked down this path, and I came to a sign. And I looked up at the sign, and I could tell, and I was old enough to tell that I knew what the language was. It was my language, it was English. But I couldn't make sense out of the words. And I would stand at these signs and like really struggle to figure out what these words meant. And I had that dream, not every night, certainly not every night, but repeatedly enough that every morning that I had that dream, I'd wake up and go, why am I having this dream? And then I stopped having the dream. It just stopped happening. But there was another dream that I had about the same time, and it was a dream in which I was flying. Like I wasn't in an airplane, I was just all on my own, flying like magic, and I was flying over these brown, barren hills that had been eroded in a blue sky, and that's really all the dream was. I was just flying over these barren hills. And again, it happened not every night, but repeatedly enough that it was of note. And then they stopped happening. So by the time I was a teenager, I never had that dream again. And then years later, I moved to Denver, and I was a late blooming driver. I didn't get my first driver's license until I was 18, and I got it in a little country place. And looking for work and trying to parallel park in Denver was so intimidating that I thought I would join the Army instead, because that seemed way less intimidating than trying to drive in Denver with my Volkswagen bus. So, oddly enough, because I'm this rebellious hippie child, right? Oddly enough, I kind of took to it. I was pretty good at being in basic training. So I went to basic training in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. And, I was pretty good at getting yelled at and not getting flustered. I was pretty good at following directions. I was a pretty good shot, and I pretty much enjoyed a lot of the training that we went through. So one day they had us going out, they put us on buses and they had us go out and they had us do some training. And they said, okay, just follow the path, here's your equipment, you'll go to different stations along the course of the training, and then it will loop you around and you'll get back on the bus and we'll take you back to the barracks. So I can't remember who my training partner was at the time, but we left the parking lot and we started going down this path. And it was a cement path. And the cement path wound through a pine forest. And I got to a sign. And I looked up and the sign said, chemical, nuclear, biological warfare. And it was the sign from my dream when I was a little kid. Right. And I just broke out laughing because it was like, what? This was such a weird thing to have happen. And I have no recollection of what that person, because I know I was with somebody, I have no recollection of what that person was, because I'm like, oh my God, this is really incredible, right? I had this dream for years. And what's the meaning of this dream? Why would I have been able to see something from the future, from my future? Is this some sign? So I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm in the Army. Are we going to have a nuclear war? Are we going to have a chemical, biological thing? And that thought, over the course of time and life happens and it kind of slipped away. But I think about it from time to time. And it's obviously we didn't have a nuclear war. We didn't have a chemical or biological war. And what I came to was that I had kind of missed the point of that dream. What I missed was that I live in this world where there are small, shiny, quiet pieces of mystery that I may not ever understand, right? And that has to be okay. And not just okay, but a gift, right? And then for the other dream, this dream where I was flying along these barren hills, and it's there was nothing to see, and I kept, looking for the barren hills, because I travel a lot, right? So everywhere I went, I would be looking for these barren hills, and what is that? And I never did find the barren hills. I found some that kind of looked like it, but, again, after thought, many years, because I'm a slow thinker that way, what I came to was that, again, I'd missed the point of that dream. It's you're flying over the hills. I was so focused on the hills that I wasn't thinking of, oh my God, here was this dream where I was literally flying like a bird over these hills. And that was the gift. That was the gift. So this story is about missed messages and realizing the things that, you know, sometimes that you miss over the course of years. And that's my story.